Okay. So Subham Bain or Bane, I hope I've pronounced your name correctly. How to start Google Ads, learning experience with minimum cost. Well, you are here right now, zero cost over here. We have over 1,000 videos on our channel, so you might as well cancel your Netflix subscription and you can binge watch as much as you want. Hi Amol. How to plan Google Ads budget for a client? Can you explain in brief what things to keep in mind? Great question. And this is, I think, one of the most asked questions, that how do I allocate or start with a budget? So you got to have a starting budget, right? The way I tell my clients is, we need to have a minimum of, and I'm talking about small clients, minimum of 20 clicks per day on your ads. Now, your click could cost you $1 or it could cost you $50, dependent on the CPC. You can't say, oh, we start off with $50. If the click is $50, then you only get one click a day and nothing is going to happen. And every day you are going to get a call from the client. What's happening? I'm not getting any leads or sales or phone calls. And the campaign just would not start. So you need to ask your client how much traffic. Well, client doesn't know because he's come to you as an expert. So start off with about 20, 25, 30 clicks per day. And then you start scaling it. Once you reach the point of you're hitting your KPIs, i.e., if you are trying to get a lead for, let's say, $30 and you are achieving that or less than $30, then you should teach your client the principle of unlimited budget. And what I mean by that is not to sign away your life or give a blank check to Google. If the client can cope up with more leads or sales, then, and it is within that $30 or whatever, you should just keep on increasing it if you can buy more traffic from your Google Ads. And that's what we do, is to scale the accounts. Once we hit that minimum KPI, you then just don't have any budgets. It may feel a bit scary for them or for you, but this is how you will increase your profitability and the sales and the turnover. So I hope that helped. Hi Chris, I'm doing very well. Hope you are keeping well too. Thanks for asking. Can you explain dynamic remarketing and the best place to learn it? There isn't much on it on YouTube, or you can make a video on it. I believe we have got some videos on dynamic remarketing. I'll try and put this after we finish the call in the comments underneath. But what dynamic remarketing does is, it usually is used for e-commerce websites. So if I went onto a website and looked at this product, right, or a cup or a phone or whatever, and I don't buy it and I go away, then I will be remarketed with this product with the photo on it wherever I go. If I go to ESPN, New York Times, all these third-party websites which are part of the Google display network, and I'll start to see those that same product photo with the price and the name of the store or whatever. And that is what is called dynamic remarketing. So you are targeting or remarketing the exact product to that person. Hi Amol, when to pause a keyword, what things to consider? So when to pause a keyword is when it's too expensive. So you need to decide whether I should stop a keyword if it has spent 3 times or 4 times my target CPA and it is proving to be very expensive. It's not converting either, or it is converting but at a very expensive price and you can't be profitable at that price. So that's how, or that's when you will pause that keyword. Naruto. Okay. How to exclude all the app category in one single step for display campaign? Good question. The only way you can do this is through the Google Ads editor. So editor is a workflow tool by Google Ads, free of charge. Very few people know about it or know of it, and those who know of it, they don't know how to use it properly. So it's only through there you can exclude the apps from the GDN. Okay. Amol, when to use advanced bidding options like location, device, ad schedule options? I wouldn't call this advanced, but what you're trying to say is when to use them to bid adjust. If you're using smart bidding, then obviously this won't help, but for manual bidding, all you would do is go into those locations. So let's say you're targeting the US. The way I would do it is we put in 52 states, so it's all in there, and then once the conversions start coming in, New York is more expensive than Florida, then we will bid adjust minus a percentage to even bring it down to our target CPA. Or if Florida is very profitable and it is giving us really good leads and I don't want to miss out on traffic, I will bid adjust in a positive percentage in that location, so that I'm more aggressive and I beat my competitors' ads every time. Hi Ali, what is the best practice for complete keyword research report? Okay, what many marketeers do, and I've seen this a lot, that they overcomplicate a lot and they make things very complicated, whereas I want to keep things very simple. So for example, the way I would start a campaign is pick out 10-15 keywords, put them in an ad group, sort them out, and as the search term queries, let the search term query report tell you what people are searching for. So if they're searching for and your ad got triggered and it is relevant to your product or service, keep adding them into your account, and that's how we would start. So don't need to spend hours or days on keyword research. Keyword research should not take you more than 10-15 minutes, if that. You can spend a little bit more depending on how complicated the service or product is, but keep things very simple. Okay. Anmol, can you create a video how to find niche for your Google Ads specialist? You'll find every niche in Google. You just need to go to your Google Keyword Planner, and you will find them. Just gonna make this a bit bigger. All right. How to optimize Google Ads search campaigns? Can you explain in short? Optimizing is basically cutting out the wastage and putting more budget towards the things which are performing and is profitable. That is the short answer. How you do it, at what stage? For example, you can optimize at campaign level, ad group, ads, keywords, locations, devices, and then you just keep cutting out what's expensive and keep putting more budget towards the things which are performing. The best way to do that is obviously keep adding negative keywords very regularly in your account. Hi Noor, I use Google Ads editor and I have tasked to pause many existed keywords. Okay. I try to use make multiple changes tool, but the keyword is updated. Okay, I'm not sure what you're trying to ask, Noor. I'm sorry. If you could rephrase this question or the comment. You use Google Ads Editor, okay. And you have the task to pause many existing keywords, okay. So you're stopping the keywords which I guess are expensive or not performing. I try to use make multiple changes tool, which is in the editor, right? But the keyword is updated and also added the name same keyword. I don't know what this means, and I think what you might be doing is copying and pasting it. But if you are trying to pause the keywords, you pause them in the editor and then post, and that's it. That should pause those keywords. Hi Manoj. What is the best local campaign type and structure for local plumber, cleaner and electrician? For local plumbers, call ads. They work very well. We've got campaigns spending tens of thousands of dollars per month for not a local plumber but in a statewide area. So majority of the work or calls or conversions comes through the calls, because if you got a leaking pipe or a toilet or a sink, you don't want to be filling in a form on a website and then waiting for somebody to come back to you after 2 days or whenever. You want to speak to somebody straight away. Oh, can you come right now? I've got a leaking toilet. And that's how these conversions happen. So I would say for these kind of campaigns, again, for electrician, if there is no power in the house or office, you can't use your computer, you are going to use your mobile. So somebody will make a phone call for you. Cleaners, yes, you can run campaigns which drive traffic to the landing page or a website. And quite often we have run campaigns for people like carpet cleaning and professions like that. And people are happy to get a quote or get a call back, because quite often when they're searching, they are searching from their work computer, and they're happy to fill in a form and for somebody to call them back. Thank you, Amol. I'm glad it helps you, and this is why we host these sessions on a live basis. And you will find the Facebook link afterwards under this video, so all of you please do join in, and we're going to build up a nice little community over there as well, where you can ask questions, join in the discussion, troubleshoot, help each other. So that is going to be quite an exciting place for all marketeers. So I appreciate your time and being over here as well, Amol. Thank you. Okay, Chris. Have you used Google Ads for a furniture store, basically selling furniture online? Could you get conversions or leads? Or this niche isn't really good for ads? Well, the good news is, yes. Currently we are running a campaign which is spending over 100,000 euros per month in Europe. And I think we're running in about 10 different countries. So yes, leads is, we don't run for leads. We are running for conversions and direct sales from the website. So the short answer is yes. The other thing I would definitely get you all to look at is YouTube ads. Whether you are generating leads or sales, YouTube is working really, really well. Naruto, from your experience, which targeting worked well for e-commerce? Placement plus topic, in-market audience likewise. What was your best targeting for e-com? Again, you need to test them. What may work for me may not work for you, and what may work for you may not work for me. So there's not a single single audience or a combo audiences where you're stacking them in the campaign. You got to try it and try everything. Test them and see what happens. Chris, tried a search campaign for it and it didn't really work for the furniture store. Planning to use a shopping campaign. Okay. So you need to, look, this is what I say quite often, is to win the war, you need to attack from everywhere. You can't just send a few fighter jets, throw a few bombs and come back. You'll never win the war. The same thing applies for Google Ads. What most people are doing is just running search ads. That's kind of like sending the planes in and coming back and nothing happens. You got to hit from display, video, Gmail, shopping, search, from all angles. And then you start to build up that brand awareness. Once they see, if they don't know you, they will not like you and they will not trust you. So this is the three factors to conversion: know, like, and trust. You got to hit the top of the funnel traffic, then the middle, and then the bottom of the funnel, and keep pushing your audiences down. And that's how this game is played. It used to work really well. Just put up an ad or two and you start get conversions. But this is going back 7-8 years ago, when nobody knew much about Google Ads, but not anymore. So you need to have a comprehensive strategy. And if the customer is not ready to invest in this testing on these different networks, then look for somebody else. They are not the right customer, because it just won't work. Manoj, call ads only clicks but not receive calls. If you are not receiving calls, then you change the ads, change the offer, and change something on it to entice the people to call you. Because what they do is they're searching for something, your ad pops up, but then they're clicking on it, but they're not calling you. So that means the offer is not enticing enough. So try and do that. Amol, do we have to keep bids 6 to 7 times higher than normal max bids for call only ads? I wouldn't say 6 to 7 times, but call ads are more expensive than text ads, because somebody is on the phone to you. Now imagine the difference between call and a traditional search ad. Well, call only ads are search ads as well, but the text ads, like the responsive search ads, somebody clicks on your ads, comes to your website, they fill in a form, then you will be phoning them at least multiple times to get hold of them. Sometimes they're busy, sometimes they don't answer the phone, sometimes they're at work or whatever. With call, they are calling you. They're on the call to you, and then the ball is in your court to convince and convert them. So you save a lot of money and time. So you need to weigh these pros and cons. Call only ads, although they're expensive, they convert a lot better. Naruto, you're most welcome. Yeah, every Friday over here at 3 p.m. UK time. Chris, wow, 100K a month. Okay, maybe the budget is a problem, as the client only spends $6 a day. Yeah, you won't. With $6, you'll hardly get a few clicks. You need to. If you're running shopping campaigns, the clicks usually start from around 25 cents a click, and goes a bit higher. But yeah, $6. You'll find when you increase the budget, Google starts to give you more conversions and better quality traffic as well. So this will be a bit of a struggle, my friend. Hi, Kishan. It is any certification is good, right? You're learning. So whether it's from Google or from somewhere else, or you're joining courses like sessions like these, you will learn. And then you got to implement those things which you have learned into and practice them in Google Ads, and not by just signing up to courses, and I've seen many people, they just sign up for courses after courses after courses, but they don't take action. They'll just buy my course, then they'll buy somebody else's course, then they'll go on to somebody else, and they're just spending money. But you got to take action what you learn. Hi Noor. How to update keyword status in bulk instead of to check keyword one by one. Google Ads Editor, you can do bulk changes. It will turn hours of work into minutes, literally. Chris, smart shopping allows us to hit from all angles though. It serves on everywhere. Yeah, but then with smart shopping, you don't have any control. That is the other problem. So with smart shopping, what you need to think of is like a game of football. You've got 11 players, right? If the keeper or the goalie does not pass the ball forward, and then the other team members don't pass the ball to the striker who tends to score the goal and gets all the credit. The striker could be the best striker in the world. He doesn't have the goal, the ball, he won't score. As simple as that. Smart shopping works wonderfully well alongside other campaigns which provide those signals to those passes, the ball passing around between the team, right? So you run DSA, you run search, video, display, all of these, and then you start to see that although the smart is going to eat up all the budget and also take all the credit for the conversions, doesn't matter as long as you get the conversions. You want to make your campaigns and the account more profitable. So that's how we run the smart shopping. How can I scale a conversion campaign that's performing well? By increasing the budget. I tried increasing the TCPA and budgets, but still no. Okay, so this is where you're going wrong. If your campaigns are performing and you are getting the target CPA, then you don't need to increase it, because why are you making your conversions more expensive? I think what you are trying to say is reduce the target CPA. Don't reduce it. If it's performing well and I have got the leeway between the actual conversion, so let's say my target CPA is 20 and I'm getting the conversions at 12. What you should or can do is test with different campaigns, copy that campaign and then have set different target CPAs. Some on 30, some on 25 and so on, some on 15, and see which one is the sweet spot and where you are getting the most conversions, so you don't lose out on that. Okay, Raphael, I also split out my campaign by device. Good, yeah, we do that always. Then spend has dropped dramatically after making the changes, and it has been over 5 days of low spend. Okay, so obviously I can't comment as to what's happened, but it could be that you are making far too many changes too quickly and it goes into the learning mode. So try not to make too many changes too soon. If you have made any changes with regards to the budget or the target CPA, then let it run for a few days. This is not like Facebook where instantly it updates. Facebook is extremely difficult to scale, whereas Google, it is difficult to start with but very easy to scale. Naruto, we had a GTN campaign running profitably for about 6 months on TCPA, but suddenly it's off the track. How to troubleshoot this campaign? For the past 3 months it's not working well. Try changing the creatives, because there is also what we call ad fatigue. So if you have used a video in the ad, the responsive display ad, images, change it. It happens quite often, and see how that works. Because if it has been working well, the audience is working well, or the targeting is, then the only thing which can hurt the campaign are the creatives. So try changing the ads. In Google Editor, which bulk action to choose? Add, update, or replace? I'm not sure what you mean by this at all. What should we consider in the very beginning when crafting new campaign Google Ads strategy for clients? What should we consider in the very beginning when creating new campaign? Well, the strategy has to be straightforward. Either you get the ROI or the ROAS. That is the main strategy. I don't know what the client wants, whether it is brand awareness or top of the funnel campaigns or direct conversion campaigns. So without knowing a lot more, so we have a questionnaire we send out to our clients. They fill in the questions. We go through each question, and then we get to know where they are right now, where they want to be, right? The current situation and the desired situation. And this is where you need to take them. So without me knowing what that desired situation is, I cannot answer what strategy you need to take. You're most welcome, Rafael. Thanks for being here. What is the best time period to test an audience? 3 days or 7 days? There's no best time at all. You might be a lot more than 3 or 5 days, because usually if the campaign is in the learning mode, it may not spend as much as you want to, and it may not spend at all. So you have to sit tight and let it run until it starts to spend, and then you need to have a cutoff point. Okay, it has spent so much with 0 conversions. So all these parameters you need to work out for yourself and for your client, and then you start targeting something else. I've tried importing the Google campaigns into Bing, but it does not perform nearly as well. Do you have any suggestions on how to do this transition successfully? We don't run Bing at all, so I can't help you with that. We only specialize in Google ads. We don't do Facebook ads. We don't do LinkedIn ads. We may run ads for ourselves, but not for our clients, because what we want to do is to be the expert in one thing and not just a generalist doing this, that, and something else. So I'm sorry, Rafael, I can't help you with Bing. We've never run Bing, in fact. Okay, I think this is it. So thank you so much for being here today. Thoroughly enjoyed your questions, and I look forward to seeing you guys next Friday at 3 p.m. UK time. Till then, stay safe and